Welcome to another great episode of the Real Entrepreneur Show. I'm Patti, the small business sales coach.
And I'm Kathy Barthel from Take on the World, the message coach, and
you got a message? I help you sell that message, even though she says they just come a-flocking.
Well, messages focus your ideal client. They draw them to you, right? And get rid of all the other ones you repel. But they go hand in hand, your message and your sales. But today we're not talking about any of that. Because today we're talking about something that we've been sweating and working so hard to make happen.
We have a blooper reel of what not to do on video. But we now have the perfect positioning of everything to make we're in the frame.
That's exactly, yes,
we're
what we're talking
in the
about.
Frame.
Today it's all about being in the frame. What's in the frame, how it sits in the frame, what's in the back of the frame.
Not moving forward too much. Invading your personal space, because even on camera, even though you're not in front of me, you have your personal space. And you were saying before too, is sitting upright, having that aura of confidence gives you that expert influencer status, right?
Yes.
Gives you your message more credibility.
Yes, or if you're selling whatever you're doing, right? If you were sitting with somebody in business, you wouldn't be leaning forward, hugely,
much.
But we tend to do that in life, right? If you're making a point, you're having a beer, you're talking to somebody, you're really engaged, and you lean toward them when you're talking.
But there's still that personal space.
Yes.
You have to respect that. And on camera, it looks really silly.
Well, also, we're not that far from the camera, and you probably won't be either. So,
it's different.
Less is more, as I like to say, right?
Yeah. Definitely less of you is more.
Okay, we're gonna pull out the pitchforks.
Oh dear!
No.
That was my outside voice.
Now we're gonna have to edit this thing.
No, you don't.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I love you dearly.
Patty's first point, exactly. Make sure that you're sitting back, lean against a stiff chair if you can.
Be in
whatever
frame.
You can do. Yeah, and that's number 2. Be in frame.
But actually, good point that my documentary filmmaker that I work with, the videographer, if you're on your own, is don't be center. You want that rule of third.
You
one,
always
third,
want, yes.
Yeah. So if she wasn't here, I would still be sitting here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. When you see a photo and whatever the main object is taking up sort of this much space, and then there's all that other space around it. Yeah, you don't want to be dead set in the middle.
No.
This is the challenge with us with 2 people on a video. We tend to be kind of like 50-50 of the frame, but that's kind of what you have to do when you've got a co-host, unless you have a big set and you can sort of be positioned in different ways. So
have different, multi-camera angles, which eventually it'll come.
Exactly. But the average solopreneur, entrepreneur is doing a setup in their home, in their office. And that's why we wanted to do this episode today, because when you're dealing with doing a shoot, doing a video in your home office or whatever, you aren't set up to do a video, right? You've got stuff on the wall. I don't normally have these plants like this in the back. I have other photography on the wall and so on, but we had to make changes. What were you going to say, Patti?
Because the main thing is that you got to make taking videos really easy. Yes. Simple and easy, and once you've got your set kind of configured, is that you can put it up in 5 minutes. Right?
Yes. Now, the thing is, there's different views about this, right? Whether or not you need a couple of different setups. And even so, if you want to do a couple, at least practice them and get them set up so you can kind of just put them together really quickly, kind of like Lego. Mm-hmm. So that was point number 1, not leaning forward. And number 2, as we were saying, was be in the frame. What typically will happen is you might start here because you're looking at the camera, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking that half of you is cut out of the frame.
And then
you lean this way, and then, oh my gosh, everybody's seasick on the other side.
I know. And then there's like blank space, right?
Yes.
And that's no good. Or like the hands are going and you're explaining something. You can't see where my hands are. So you got to make sure that you're
Exactly. So again,
yourself.
always remember this point, less is more. So get yourself situated within the frame when you start, before you start. And the other thing is about the thirds.
Yeah, the third.
Heads,
so
right?
you were saying that, it's hard for us to have thirds because we're 2 people, but we can still have thirds horizontally. So for the first thirds, make sure there's enough, that you're not just a talking head, that there's enough room, that you're not cutting off the top of your head, there's space above you, there's space below you, so you can see that we're real humans, not just talking heads. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is always good. And rule of 3.
Exactly. Yeah. And in our case, if you've got a co-host, just try to, in that sense, make sure that you're sitting so that your heads are pretty level, because Patti is maybe on a cushion, or I am, or whatever, because we want to make sure that we're level.
I have a bumper seat. Yes. Bumper seat.
And then this lovely assemblage at the background.
Oh my God.
This
Yes.
took some time. Anybody who knows me knows I have a brown thumb, the color of this screen. And this one knows everything about gardening.
Which is my past target client was black thumb gardeners.
Yes,
Okay.
and now I don't know what color. I'm getting closer to green.
Oh.
Well, look at these.
In your dreams.
Look at
In
these.
your dreams.
She's always cutting up my little mini cactus up here. But it's been alive for a year and a half.
I know.
No, almost 2 years.
Oh my God.
No,
3?
almost 3.
Oh my God.
Well, then that means it should have grown some more. Anyway, don't worry about that. But the point is,
It's alive. It's alive.
Think about your background and try to create some depth. And
some interest, and bringing in nature, bringing in a plant is always,
Yeah.
having a bit of nature is always good for the soul.
Yeah, and you might have a
interest.
screen.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you might have a screen like I do here, which I love, but it's only 3 panes.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it when I was doing Facebook Lives with one person. But you can't stretch it out to have depth. So we're trying to do something here with some interest by having the wall, the plain wall, the plants, and then some interest with the screen with some light behind it.
And we'd have another screen if they only made them, still sold them. So
yes.
That's all about planning ahead, right?
Well, I didn't know I was going to be doing the show with
Who
you.
knew?
At the time, I got to do Facebook Lives.
I know.
And I had a coach who said to me, "You're starting, when am I starting? Tomorrow."
No.
It was like, do one Facebook Live every day
right.
for 45 days.
Yeah.
So I was lucky I got that darn thing in the mail or whatever.
The next
in
day.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so think
Part
about
of the get her done, it got done, right?
It did.
So
do you want to review, Patty?
Something review? Okay, make sure that you're sitting confidentially, that you're not leaning into into the camera, and the rule of 1/3, 1/3. Having an interesting background that's balanced and looks good, and just do it.
And don't be
Go to the frame, yes. But the most important thing is just do videos.
Just do it and practice and do the work
and
up
get
front.
better and get better.
Take
each
time to and take time to set it up.
This is our third.
You know why? Because this is not how my house normally looks. My office, right?
I know.
It doesn't.
But it's good enough, and now we're really happy with how we are in the frame. We're doing this, and so just
We're done.
yeah.
Get her done.
Next time, see ya.
Ciao. See ya.